have non-negotiable routines where we're really taking care of ourselves.
Yeah. I think it's not a question of being selfish. I think it's a question of being aware of your boundaries and your energy and where you are and what you need, because we're appreciating people who overwork themselves so much, and it's like an addiction that everybody's like really appreciating that somebody's workaholic.
Yeah,
While it's not good. You
it's
get all
not.
the great feedback, but is it good for you all the time?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
And that's a challenge for leaders. Do you want your employees burning out to fulfill on deliverables, or do you want them healthy so they can fulfill on deliverables and stay the course? So if a leader is repeatedly praising someone who's working around the clock, we can all do short sprints. Absolutely. I'm not saying that. When there's work to be done, you got to do it. There's no question about it. But in the long haul, like, are you praising performance? Are you praising balanced behavior? Because what you're doing sets the tone for everybody on the team. So I put that back on leaders to say, find the right balance and the right opportunity to praise.
Yeah. I think that as a society, we're not really aware sometimes that there is a price for being this way.
Yeah.
And it's like we're running all the time. Sometimes we don't even know the direction. We're just
Yeah.
doing it.
Yes.
And I think that during these 2.5 years, people needed to find a different compass for themselves in a sense.
Right. Oh,
And
for
then,
sure.
so how do you see that?
It's very interesting. I get this question a lot because a lot of people took the pandemic as an opportunity to look in the mirror and say, is this what I want to do? I mean, and we're hearing it all. We're still hearing the great resignation and people getting present to, is this what I want to do? Is this the employer I want to work for? Did they take care of me during COVID? Did they, am I feeling appreciated? Do I have the balance that I want in my life? So it's really kind of cool to see the consciousness like raising and people becoming truly aware of what matters. And to see employers stepping up and offering, different creative ways to remain competitive and, take care of their people in a new way. So I think we're on the right path. I think you're going to find, at the end of the day, a person who's truly engaged and content in the work they're doing, it equals performance. It equals performance. It equals, meeting deliverables. So you want the right people in the seat more than you want just people in the seat. So you have to really think about what is it that people are looking for now. And it could just be flexibility. It could just be, building more trust and having better rapport and allowing people to have those practices that nourish them so they get to show up the best version of themselves for work, but guess what? For their families, because that's really what matters.
Right. I think that people found out that yeah, work is fulfilling and is important, and this is how you make money, right?
Yes.
But sometimes you find out that most of your time when you're awake, you're at home and in front of a screen for the work.
Yes.
And people, I think, understand the impact that this has on their life because they have the possibility to do something else, because if
Yes.
they're at home they could go and do something else and they could move.
Yep.
And when they're in the office, it's just closing you in the office
Yep.
and you have less possibilities in that sense. What do you think employers have changed? You mentioned that they're changing their way of seeing that.
It's refreshing. The employers that I'm working with, they're offering, programs like I offer, other people offer. They're stepping beyond the EAP 800 number and benefits. They're saying, what else can we be doing to really help our people? I think it is the conversation on how do I build individual resilience? How do I train my people to lead in a post-COVID world? How do I train my leaders to really know how do I safely engage with an employee if I suspect that they're struggling? because there's never been a more important time than to have our leaders like amped up with emotional intelligence and awareness, and learning different strategies on how they can be a better support. So I see that. I see companies moving to coaching. They're offering coaching services, right? Like maybe somebody isn't like, I need a clinician. Maybe I need a support. Maybe, a coach, the term coach is less intimidating. So maybe it's, I offer a roster of coaches and my people can plug into them and get support. And, maybe that's all they need, but it's having, they're thinking differently. They're thinking outside the box in terms of what does support look like for my people. And I love the opportunity to work with companies that are really doing, really stepping it up and doing more.
Yeah. I think that in the past, when you had like someone guide you or coach you in the work, it was specific to your role. So how do
Right.
you get a better manager, or only managers would get coaches, or something which is like only contributing to you as this specific role in the company? And now we understand that in order to allow people to be more creative and open-minded, they need to have a coach that is not specifically teaching you how to do strategy, how to do technical stuff, how to do some kind of a routine or program.
Right. Exactly. It's interesting because, the people that I'm coaching in the corporate setting, so I have my own clients, but then I also have corporate clients that I'm coaching. They just need a little bit of support. They're just like, okay, so if I keep doing the same thing the way I'm doing it, I'm probably going to burn out in 6 months. So what is it that I can be doing a little bit differently so I can sustain the marathon, And it's just recentering. It's just, getting them present to little things that they can be doing every single day. It's not that big of a deal, it really isn't. It's not like, you got to overhaul your life here. It's just, maybe I need a few sessions with a coach. It's going to help me get back on track so that I don't, burn myself out.